Have you ever asked an AI to do something only to get a response that's, well, kind of bland, generic, or just totally misses the point? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you the secret to getting absolutely brilliant results has less to do with the AI itself and everything to do with how you ask? That's what we're going to unlock today.
It's the question on everyone's mind, right? You've got this incredibly powerful tool, but it feels like you're getting dial-up results in a fiber optic world. You know it can do more, you're not sure how to get it there.
I bet this looks familiar. On the left, you've got a super simple, low-effort prompt, like write about backpacks. It's what most of us would type first, right? And the result on the right? Exactly what you'd expect. A totally forgettable, generic paragraph. This right here is the problem we're here to solve.
Okay, so here's the big mindset shift that's going to change everything for you. The problem isn't the AI, it's the instructions. Think of the AI like a ridiculously powerful engine, but you are the driver. It only goes where you tell it to, and the quality of that trip really depends on the clarity of your directions.
You know, the best way to think about this is what I call the brilliant intern metaphor. Imagine you've hired an intern who is a genius. I mean, they've read every book, they work at the speed of light, but, and this is a big but, they are extremely literal. They will do exactly what you ask, no more, no less. They won't guess what you mean, you have to be crystal clear.
So how do we get this brilliant intern to do their best work? Well, it all comes down to a few core principles. Let's build that foundation, the one that's going to get you exactly what you want every single time.
Look, mastering your prompts boils down to these 4 pillars. Seriously, think of this as a checklist for every single request you make. You start with the goal, what you want to do. Then the format and constraints, how you want it to look and the rules it needs to follow. And finally, maybe the most important part, the context, the background info it needs to succeed. If you get these 4 things right, you are 90% of the way there.
First up, the goal. Be direct, don't dance around it. Start your prompt with a strong action verb that tells the AI precisely what you want it to do. Are you trying to write something, summarize, compare 2 things, debug some code? Tell it right from the start.
Okay, next, you've got to control the shape of the answer. This is where format and constraints come in. Don't just ask for a summary. Ask for a summary in 3 bullet points. Don't just ask for an article, ask for a 300-word article with a professional tone written at a 9th grade reading level. You get to be the director here.
And finally, we have what might be the most powerful pillar of all, context. You have to remember, the AI has no idea what's in your head. It doesn't know your project, your audience, your unique style, so you have to give it that information. Provide examples, describe who you're writing for, paste in relevant text. The more context you give, the more tailored and amazing the output is going to be.
Okay, so knowing the theory is one thing, but let's actually put it into practice. We're going to see how these 4 pillars come together to build a practical toolkit you can use for your everyday tasks.
All right, a classic use case, writing content. So instead of just write about time management, you use a template. You specify the type of content, the length, the topic, and hey, here's a pro tip for you. You can also ask it to throw in things like SEO keywords, proper headings, or even variations for different social media platforms, all in the same prompt.
Now this is what a great prompt looks like out in the wild. Look at how specific it is. We're not just asking for an article, we're defining the length, the target audience, freelancers, and even the exact tone we want, friendly, practical. Every single piece of information here just strips away the ambiguity and guides the AI toward a way better result than our original write about backpacks prompt.
But what happens if that first response isn't perfect? Well, that's not a failure. That's just part of the process. The best AI users treat it like a conversation, not just a one-off command. The first output is just the first draft.
The absolute best results come from a conversational workflow, just like this. You start with your clear goal, you get that initial draft back, but you don't stop there. You give it targeted feedback, maybe you ask for a few different versions, and then you finalize. It's this awesome loop of refinement that lets you sculpt the perfect output.
This is what great feedback looks like. Instead of something vague like, I don't like it, you're giving it concrete, actionable instructions. Make it more casual, shorten by 30%, add this specific detail. Each command is a clear lever you're pulling to guide that AI from a good draft to a great final product.
All right, you've got the fundamentals down. Now, let's level up. To really master prompting, you need to know the common pitfalls to avoid and the pro tips that'll save you a ton of time and just dramatically improve your results.
Let's talk about the common traps people fall into.
You know, it's so easy to write one gigantic prompt for a really complex task, but it's way more effective to break it into smaller steps. It's tempting to assume the AI knows what you're talking about, but you have to actually paste in the context. And maybe the biggest pitfall of all, blindly trusting the facts it gives you. Treat it as a starting point, and always, always verify.
Here are 2 absolute game changers for you. First, if you create an amazing prompt for something you do all the time, save it. Create your own personal prompt library. Second, if you need data in a perfectly structured way, say for an app or a spreadsheet, tell it to return a JSON object and then specify the exact keys you need. It is incredibly powerful.
Now listen up, because this is non-negotiable. This tool is not a vault. Never, ever paste sensitive personal or company information into a public AI model. I'm talking no passwords, no API keys, no secret company plans. Be smart and protect your data.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to remember this one core idea. We spend so much time thinking about which AI model is better or faster or smarter, but honestly, we're kind of missing the point.
The real secret is you. A better prompt from you will outperform a lazy prompt on a more advanced AI model every single day of the week. You're the one in control. You hold the key to unlocking these incredible results. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know how to give perfect instructions, how to iterate, and how to think like a pro, what big, complex, or just plain tedious problem are you going to solve with your very next prompt?